All right, let's welcome you back as we're still coming to you live from the University of Johannesburg, Kingsway campus here in Auckland Park, where we're trying to paint a picture as to how things are looking in terms of the beginning of the academic year. As I said earlier on, that there were queues piling up here yesterday, but it looks like things are a little bit different this morning. This, of course, after calls were made that students may walk in, but there are certain universities who had made it clear that they will not allow any walk-in applications to take place, whereas there are also some who had shown interest and encouraged learners or prospective students to actually walk in. Let's have a conversation with a member of the SRC at this university, because they were working hand in hand with the university yesterday, trying to make certain that things are actually going the rightful way. Nhlanhla Mbongwa is the Deputy Chairperson of the SRC here at the University of Johannesburg. Nhlanhla, good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Good morning to you, Sis Palisa, and the viewers in general.
Thank you so much indeed. We've just had a conversation with the registrar who was basically telling us what was happening here yesterday, but we know that you as the SRC were actually working there on the ground trying to facilitate things. Talk to us about what happened yesterday during the registration process.
Sis Palisa, we've been on the ground since from 7 o'clock yesterday to actually assist students who are coming for the first time to apply into the university, and to assist those who came to inquire. You'll understand that some have received a response that they were accepted, some declined, some are still in the waiting list. So we are trying to clarify those who were declined, what was the reason of declination, looking at their results, their metric results. Then we are also assisting those who are on the waiting list to give them actually hope, that they still hope. Let's wait for the university to conclude the processes of selection, then the university is going to give them feedback. But most important, we are assisting those who are coming for the first time to apply. Because
Did you have any cases of walk-ins? Did you have any students who just came here without having applied beforehand?
Yeah, we had a number of them. I think it might be most of them, they are coming for the first time. So we're facilitating the process of applying for first-time students. But we were let down by the server. The server was down, but we went to the register, tried to engage that they must facilitate what we call a manual application instead of the online application.
But the university is saying the server wasn't down, it was slow. And you're saying that it was down because I know that you even went to them and asked them that they facilitate the applications manually.
Yeah, one can say maybe it's just the use of concept. One can say it was down, one can say it was low, but the reality of the matter is that the system was not working at all. So one can say that it was down, because if it was low, the line was going to move slowly, maybe taking 5 or 3, but the line was not moving at all. But maybe after 45 to 60 minutes, the server was up, then they were able to assist most of the students.
Yeah. And we had the announcement made by President Jacob Zuma that South Africa will be allowing for a free higher education, and that happened, of course, during December, and schools were closed. Have you had any discussion with the management at the University of Johannesburg as to how things are going to work out? Because you also made mention of the fact that some students are excluded for financial reasons.
Yeah. Look, Sis Palisa, I think as SASCO and in general as SRC, we are in the forefront of leading the struggle of education. In my own view, I think President Zuma was just making an announcement from his personal capacity. Then now we have to look at the feasibility of free education. So we are not interested of where the money is going to come from, but ours is to ensure that free education is achieved. And all students, they must be recipient of free education. So today we have to meet our Vice Chancellor, Prof. Marwala, to actually engage on the issue of free education, because I think last week, he attended the meeting with Department of Education. So he must come and give us a proper feedback, what inspired there, and then what was the resolution. Then we can take a consensus resolution moving forward. Yes.
Right. So at this current moment, you don't have any information as to how the funding model will be working, because the only thing that we know is going to be phased in over the period of 5 years?
Yeah, for now we don't know when the funding is going to come in and when the program is going to be implemented, because if it was ready for education, the registration was supposed to be free from the onset. So we don't understand. That's why we're waiting for Prof. Marwala to come and give us a proper feedback. Then we'll take it from there.
Okay. When we drove into this campus this morning just before 5 o'clock in Nhlanhla, there wasn't really any activities happening. There were no students, but I see students walking in. What is happening now? And did you see any queues maybe forming as you were coming into the campus earlier?
Yeah, we are from outside now to actually see some of the line. It's beefing up now. There's a lot of students outside. By 7 by 7:30 we'll be starting to assist them. Then when you see students working in campus, some are staff members and some are going to write what we call the supplementary examination. But most of the students are outside, the faculties are opening at 8 o'clock, then we'll be starting our application. The SRC is serving a desk that side that assists students for late applications. Then if there's any query that we cannot do, we take student hand in to go to faculties and engage with the faculty. Yes.
And what happened yesterday? Because we saw on the news there was a scuffle broke, in fact, between security guards and some students. So you were actually working on the ground. What first-hand information do you have regarding that issue?
No, it was a misunderstanding between student leaders and the securities. Because remember that some of the queries we cannot deal with them ourselves, so we have to go to the faculties. So they got a mandate from the head of security that they should not allow anyone to walk in. So that what causes chaos. And
we're told it's not just your normal security guards that operate within the campus, but it's bouncers. How true are those reports?
It's Fidelity, the private-owned securities. Ours is protection service on campus. So that's why maybe we're having this miscommunication, because it's of my view that they don't understand the processes of the university. So that's why they tend to give us challenges.
And of course, we do know that the EFF has called for prospective students to actually walk in. Have you had any incidents, because besides those that were queuing yesterday, any incidents of that nature at this university so far?
No, yesterday we never had any chaos caused by the EFF, but obviously there were too political, throwing sentiments outside, telling us that we are useless and whatnot, but there was no...
So they were here, but just outside the campus?
Yeah, they were here just outside campus, speaking to media, obviously misleading students that they must walk in, but we are against the chaos, so that's why we are trying to manage the processes.
All right, now let's leave it at that for now. Hopefully we'll be talking to you later on here on the show when we go outside, because we'll be going outside in Nhlanhla shortwell just to see as to how things are looking, because some of the students that I also spoke to, or prospective students on the queue yesterday, were basically saying that we applied last year already, but we have not had any communication from the university, hence we're queuing to find out as to how things are looking.
Yes, I raised that issue yesterday when I was meeting the registrar, Prof. King, that most of the students haven't received any form of communication, and she indicated to me that they've sent SMSs and emails. So we have a situation whereby some of the people have changed their cell phone numbers, therefore they cannot be reached. Some of them, they don't remember their email pin, and the university is communicating through an SMS and email. So those are one of the challenges that we're facing. But if a student is having an ID number, we can go in the system, then punch in the ID number or a student number, then the registration appears on the system. Then we can see whether the student is accepted or not.
All right, we'll leave it at that for now. Nhlanhla Mbongwa is the Deputy Chairperson of University of Johannesburg, SRC, talking to us about how things looked yesterday, and most importantly, so telling us that the queues are already forming outside, but when we come back to you, we'll be coming to you live from outside the campus itself, where the queues were forming yesterday, and we'll also be talking to some of the prospective students. So do stay tuned for that particular interview coming up here on Morning Live. But for now, let's take a quick ad break.